SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko is on that story for us and joins us now live. Samkele, thank you for your time this hour. So what can we expect on the last day of the two-day dialogue?
What we are currently seeing in this national coalition's government's dialogue at the University of the Western Cape, the political home of the left, which played a pivotal role in the liberation struggle and the political conscientization of many struggle stalwarts and those who were in the trenches fighting for this liberation of this country. We are seeing that this particular dialogue has broken into three commissions that are currently deliberating on governance, deliberating on the legislation of coalitions, particularly on the thresholds matter. I did see in that particular commission, which I'm also listening in on, Patricia Delil. I did see COPE leader Mosiwa Lekota. I also did see the Action SA part of that particular commission as well, as they are there to present their views. As we are seeing the smaller political formations in the country that are seemingly against the introduction of the threshold system, which will pretty much remove the proportional representation system that you are currently seeing smaller parties benefiting from in municipalities such as Johannesburg, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and also Nelson Mandela Bay in Gqeberha, and the eThekwini municipality also seeing a proposal to change the executive mayoral system to the executive committee system that is currently held by the eThekwini municipality. But one sticking point which is certainly going to divide these political formations is the issue of the introduction of the threshold system. The ANC and the DA are seemingly finding love for one another whilst blocking out the smaller parties which are eating into the PR system and the PR seats of these particular political formations, where they end up having reduced seats in councils, which affects how then executives and government is then constituted post the elections.
Samkele, let's zoom in perhaps into this threshold system, just for the benefit of our viewers and what it actually entails. Does this now mean that certain political parties will have more muscle than other political parties?
In layman's terms, the threshold system basically means that if a political party wants to get seats in a council and wants to be represented in the executive committee system that may be constituted within these municipalities, they need to reach a particular threshold of votes in a ward in order for them to be allocated certain seats in a council. For instance, if Samkele Maseko is contesting on Party X as a ward councillor in Ward 4 in Umshwathi in Appelsport, he needs to get a particular percentage of the votes in that specific area in order to be able to be given a seat in the council of the Umshwathi local municipality in order for him to participate effectively. For instance, if Party X, which is the big party, gets and wins all the wards in the Umshwathi local municipality, and then the voter turnout is low, and then they are affected by the PR system, it's a disadvantage to that particular bigger party, which is what the ANC and the DA are advocating for, saying that they win majority of the wards, but when councils are constituted and the PR system is rolled out, it disadvantages these so-called big parties and gives an advantage to the smaller parties, which then get proportional representation, which is where this proportional representation and the threshold are then clashing with one another, because the bigger parties are saying this PR system, which invites a broader political view and division within councils, is the one that is effectively causing the instability within these particular municipalities. And the commission where this threshold is currently being discussed, Pierre de Vos, who is a political analyst, saying that he's very skeptical on the regulation of these particular coalitions and the introduction of thresholds. You also had Teritselani, who usually governs elections through his own organization that governs and runs elections for political formations. He is saying that there needs to be a clear guideline on why thresholds are being introduced, because it is seemingly looking like the thresholds are being introduced to manage politics rather than to manage governance issues. And this is where this differs a lot. And then you've got to characterize this introduction of the various thresholds and the various electoral systems that will be used in these metro municipalities or local municipalities on the executive committee system or the mayoral system.